Hi yoga friends, welcome to Sarah Mapes Yoga. I'm Sarah and I'll be your yoga teacher today. For our slow flow practice, you may want a couple of blocks and possibly a blanket for extra padding underneath your knees. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified when there are new videos that come out. We'll begin our practice in Child's Pose. I've placed a blanket underneath my knees for extra padding. Please feel free to do the same if it feels better on your knees. And then come to sit back on your heels. Knees can be together or apart. Walk your hands out long on your mat, feeling a lengthening in your spine. Start to take slow, steady breaths, even inhales and exhales. Walk both hands over towards the left side, feeling into your right side body. Even inhales and exhales here. Bring your hands through center and walk them over towards the right, feeling into your left side body. Bring your hands back to center and lift yourself up into a tabletop position. Knees come about hip width apart. Slowly start to shift yourself forward, coming into a knee plank. And then back almost to a child's pose. Forward to a knee plank. Back to a child's pose. Just gently loading a little bit of weight into your wrists and arms and easing off. Go ahead and come forward into a Sphinx pose. Forearms come down onto the mat and then lower yourself onto your belly. This nice blankie can feel good underneath your hips too. Lift up through the crown of your head, strengthening your back. And lower all the way down onto your belly, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift your head, coming into a baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up for baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up to baby cobra, and this time lift your right leg up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up with left leg. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up with right leg. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up with your left leg. Exhale, lower down. Go ahead and make a little pillow underneath your forehead with both hands. Take a moment just to breathe. And then push yourself up into a tabletop position. Knees are underneath your hips, hands are underneath your shoulders. Let's do a little bit of cat-cow and warm up our spines. Let the breath lead the movement. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, round your spine. Coming back to a neutral back. Take a moment, maybe shifting your hips from side to side, just feeling into your body. And then go ahead and tuck both toes under and lift your hips, coming into downward facing dog. Go ahead and take your blankie if you're using one and set it off to the side. Press firmly into the mat with both palms. Think about drawing the energy back towards your thighs. Feel this lengthening throughout your entire body. Let's work through our feet. Lift your heels up as high as they'll go and lower them down. Lift them up, lower them down. Lift them up and lower them down. Look forward towards your hands and step your right foot forward between both hands. Lift your right arm up towards the sky for a twist. Right hand comes back to the mat. Right foot steps back to downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward between both hands. Lift your left arm up towards the sky. Left hand comes back and step your left foot back to downward facing dog. Look forward towards your hands and step both feet to the front of your mat. Take a moment here in your forward fold to release your head. Your knees can be slightly bent here if that feels good. Hands can be on the mat, or you might take hold of opposite elbows. Just let your head hang. Let gravity do its work. Slowly roll up to standing. Take your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your hands together at heart center. Bend both knees, lifting your arms, coming into upward chair pose. Breathe into it. Slow, steady breath. Then bring your hands together at heart center and twist over towards the right, making sure that your left knee doesn't sneak up on you. Hands come back up through center, back to heart center, and twist over towards the left. All right, our challenge move of the day. See if you can step your right leg back behind you, coming into a twisted lunge. If you need to use your hands, that's totally all right. And then coming out of your twist, go ahead and lift your arms up towards the sky. Both hips are facing forward. Feel strong and steady. And then shift yourself forward, finding a little bit of core engagement here. Arms are out long overhead. Think of yourself as one long line of energy from your back leg up through your arms. Breathe into it. Lifting up, turn towards the right and open out into Warrior Two, facing the back of your mat. Your right knee is stacked over your ankle. Hips are open to the side. Take your gaze out over your right fingertips. Breathe into it. Turn your right palm up and reverse your warrior. Coming back through to Warrior Two, straighten your right leg out on the mat and reach out as far as you can over towards the right. Bringing your hand down to your leg, ankle, foot, or a block, and reaching your left arm up towards the sky for side triangle pose. Breathe into it. Take your gaze up towards your left fingertips. Bend your right knee, bringing your arm to your thigh. Left arm reaches up and over for extended side angle. Left arm comes down to the mat. Lift your left heel, right hand comes down to the mat, and step your left leg in, shortening your stance, straightening out both legs. You may want to grab both blocks and set them on either side of your right foot. With your legs straight, hips both facing forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold, coming into pyramid pose. Breathe into it. Then go ahead and set your right block off towards the side, and feel free to use your left block. Place your hand on your block and shift your weight into your right leg, lifting your left leg up so your hips are still square here, and lift your right arm up towards the sky, coming into a revolved half moon. Bring your right foot down, bring your left foot down by your right foot. Set your blocks off to the side, bend both knees, and lift your arms, coming into upward chair pose. Hands come together at heart center and rise all the way up onto the balls of your feet and lower down. If you're using blocks, go ahead and set your blocks over towards the other side. Bend both knees, lifting your arms, coming into upward chair pose. Breathe into it, feeling strong and steady. Hands come together at heart center and twist over towards the left. Don't let your sneaky right knee sneak up on you. Coming back to center, hands come to heart center and twist over towards the right. All right, challenge move of the day. See if you can step your left leg back, staying in your twisted lunge. Hands are totally acceptable here. Lift your arms up towards the sky in a high lunge. Both hips are facing forward. Feel strong and steady. And then shift yourself forward, torso and arms. One long line of energy from your back leg right up through your arms and hands. Breathe into it. And then turn towards the left, opening out into Warrior Two, facing the front of your mat. Your left knee is stacked over your ankle, hips are open to the side. Reach your arms out as far as you can in both directions, and take your gaze out over your left fingertips. Breathe into it. Turn your left palm up and reverse your warrior. Coming through Warrior Two, straighten your left leg out on the mat. Reach your arms out as far as you can over towards the left, and bring your hand down to your leg, ankle, your foot, or a block, and sweep your right arm up towards the sky. Breathe into it. Bend your left knee, bringing your arm to your thigh. Right arm reaches up and over, extended side angle. Right arm comes down to the mat. Lift your right heel, turning towards the front of your mat, and reach your left arm up towards the sky for a twist. Left hand comes down to the mat and step your right foot in, shortening your stance, straightening out both legs. And again, if you'd like to use blocks for your pyramid pose here, please go ahead and set them up on either side of your left foot. I showed them on the other side, and this side I'm going to show without. But if you're using them, please feel free to set them up. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold. Think about drawing your left hip back. Breathe into your pyramid pose. And then if you're using blocks, go ahead and set your left block off to the side. You can place your right hand on a block. Shift your weight into your left foot and lift your right leg. Hips stay square. Lift your left arm up towards the sky in a revolved half moon. Breathe into it. Right foot comes down to meet your left. Bend both knees, lifting your arms, coming into upward chair pose. Bring your hands together at heart center and rise up onto the balls of your feet. Beautiful. All right. We're going to do a little bit of balance work and come into tree pose. So if you'd like to stand on your mat or off your mat, holding onto a chair or by a wall, all of those are good choices. Go ahead and spread the toes of your right foot, really feeling into the ball of your foot and your heel, and lift your left leg, coming into tree pose. It might be a low tree, it might be a high tree. You get to pick. Just make sure that you're not putting any pressure on your standing leg knee. And maybe, just maybe, you reach your arms up towards the sky. Find your drishti, your spot to gaze at, somewhere that's not moving. It will help you to stay balanced. Breathe into your tree pose. Release your leg and give your legs a little bit of a shake out, and we'll switch sides. Spread the toes of your left foot, really feeling into the balls of your foot and your heel, and lift your right leg up into either a low tree or a high tree. Making sure that you don't put pressure on your standing leg knee. Hands can come to heart center. Maybe you take them out to the sides. Maybe they come up towards the sky. You get to pick. Find your drishti, your spot to gaze at, and breathe into your tree. Release your leg, give your legs a little bit of a wiggle and a shake out, and come to stand at the top of your mat. Inhale, take your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward folds. Inhale, come to a flat back. Exhale, place your hands down on the mat and step your feet back to downward facing dog. Come down onto your knees and walk your arms out long in front of you, coming into a puppy stretch. Breathe into it. And then take your left arm underneath your right, threading the needle, feeling into this twist for your shoulders. Feels so good. Breathe into it. Left arm comes back to center. Take your right arm underneath your left, threading the needle on the other side. Right arm comes back to center and lift yourself up, coming into a seated position with the soles of your feet together out in front of you for our bound ankle pose. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Think about keeping your spine nice and straight, folding from the hip. Breathe into it. Then lift yourself back up to a seated position and take your feet out a little bit further in front of you. This time we're going to round our spines as we fold forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward, stopping wherever your body says to stop. And breathe into it. Lift yourself back up to a seated position and go ahead and lie down on your back, making sure that you have a block somewhat close by. As you lie down on your back, lift your feet up so it's like you're standing on the ceiling. We're going to do a little bit of ab work. So slowly lower your legs down to about a 45-degree angle and lift them back up to center. Lower them down, lift them up, lower them down, lifting up, lowering down, lifting up, lowering down, and lifting up. Beautiful. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Let your tummy relax. And then lift yourself into an upside down tabletop position. You can take your arms out to the sides to help stabilize. We'll bring our legs over towards the right, not all the way down to the mat, but about halfway. And then use your tummy muscles to lift yourself back up to center. Let's go over to the right, to the left, and back to center. Right, center, left. Center, right, center, left, center, and lower your legs down. Whew, all right, we've got our ab work in today. Take a breath. And then bring your right foot and cross it over your left knee. Interlace your fingers behind your left thigh, maybe pressing your right elbow into your right thigh to push it away as you draw both legs in closer towards your torso for figure 4 stretch. Breathe into your hips. And release your feet and let's switch sides. Left foot crosses over your right knee. Interlace your fingers behind your right thigh, maybe pushing your elbow into your left thigh and bring both legs closer towards your torso. Breathe into it. And release your feet and grab hold of your block. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So take your block and place it underneath your low back and your hips. Arms can come out to the sides. You can close your eyes or you can look up towards the ceiling and breathe into your bridge pose. Go ahead and lift your hips and take your block out from underneath you and lower yourself down to the mat. Pick your bottom up, bringing it over towards the left, and bring both legs over towards the right. You can use an arm to hold onto your legs or bring your arms out into a T. Take your gaze over towards the left. Breathe into your twist. And then coming back through center, take your bottom over towards the right. Both legs go over to the left. And then again, you can hold onto your legs or bring your arms out into a T and take your gaze over towards the right. Bring yourself back to center. And go ahead and straighten your legs out long on the mat. Arms come out to the sides, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Soften your face. Let your shoulders and your arms relax. Let your hands curl. Let your torso and your hips feel heavy and sink into the mat. Let your legs and your feet soften and relax. Start to bring feeling back into your fingers and your toes, maybe circling your wrists and ankles. Take your arms out long overhead and slowly roll over onto one side and make your way up to a comfortable seat in your own time. I'd like to invite you to say with me, bringing your hands together at your forehead, may there be peace in my thoughts. May there be peace in my thoughts. And bringing your hands in front of your mouth, may there be peace in my words. May there be peace in my words. Hands together at heart center. May there be peace in my heart. May there be peace in my heart. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. If you like this practice, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new videos, and I'll see you again on the mat soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.